This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
The final episode of the MLB Mount Rushmore, episode 9 on the Sports Hit List, by the fans and for the fans. Let me introduce my contributors. Mike Phillips, I don't know why I'm even allowing you to come back on after the disgrace you pulled in the last one, which will be released tomorrow. But how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. And listen, we'll let the fans decide. I went on a homer choice, but my other 3 choices, I think I'm going to have a lot of people saying I'm absolutely right on them. So you could talk all the smoke you want, Carl, because you want those clicks. But it's okay. At the end of the day, I'm okay with my 4 choices.
All right. Andrew, welcome back to another edition of Mount Rushmore. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Glad to be back.
We have Ray Jarvis from the Gray Area. Ray, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man? It's good to be back in the mix.
And we got Eddie batting pinch hitting. He comes in the clutch. Last minute, I sent out the text. Eddie was the first to the call. He's here. Eddie, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Of course, anything I could do.
So the final position we have is the manager role. Who do you want managing Mount Rushmore all time? Let me start with Ray Jarvis. Ray, who are your top 4 managers all time in MLB history?
I'm prepared for whatever pushback I get off the rip. I'm just letting you guys know. My 4, I have Yankees legend Billy Martin. I feel like he embodied what baseball of yesteryear was all about: the personalities, the charisma, the winning, the fire. Billy Martin. I didn't get to experience him, but everything about 70s Yankee was embodied by that manager. As a Met fan, I got to witness Bobby Cox torture us for a very long time. Granted, he didn't have more World Series success, but to me, it takes a great manager to year in and year out dominate, get to the postseason, and have a chance to win a championship. Like, we can't undersell how important, especially in baseball, where it's so random, that the Braves, for a decade, a little over a decade, were an institution. You could just write them into the postseason year in and year out. A more modern pick I would go with is Joe Madden. I feel like what he did out in Tampa Bay with a bunch of young players, never any big money talent, never anybody you could write home about. Year in and year out, they were good, even made a World Series appearance. Joe Madden is up there for me. As soon as he got with real talent, expensive talent, not real talent, but expensive talent in Chicago, they won a championship. Finally, I grew up with this guy. I got to see him throughout the end of his career as a manager, Jim Leland. I loved him with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I loved him in Detroit. I just love, again, another guy. I'm big on especially baseball managers. You just love the old school managers who don't give a damn and they win games. So those 4 are my 4 favorite Mount Rushmore managers.
All right, we got Billy Martin, Bobby Cox, Joe Madden, and Jim Leland. Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, who you have?
I thought about this one very carefully, so I'm surprised I didn't hear this name. I'll be prepared for this. Number 1, we're going to go Joe Torrey.
I mean, of course.
Like, I'm surprised I didn't hear that. I was like, so led the Yankees from 96 to 07.
Mm-hmm.
They never missed the playoffs. Derek Jeter, as a player, never got to see a dark October until the year after Joe Torre left. I actually had the privilege of being at Joe Torre's last game at Yankee manager in the division series against the Indians. 4-time World Series champion as manager of the New York Yankees. Number 6 is retired. And speaking of the aftermath, which was the 2008 season, even though there was no World Series success, Joe Torre continued his managerial success, taking the LA Dodgers to the NL pennant back-to-back years as manager of the LA Dodgers. Second on Mount Rushmore, I have Joe Madden, 3-time manager of the year, 08, 11, and 2015. 2-time World Series champion. He brought the Anaheim Angels their first World Series title. And if you're going to be the manager of the Chicago Cubs and you're going to bring them their first World Championship in 108 years, then yes, you deserve to be on the managerial Mount Rushmore. No questions asked. Like my man Jarvis, I'm a tortured Met fan that had to deal with Bobby Cox. Brought him to the title once in 95, but another 4-time manager of the year, 85, 91, 04, 05. Number 6 retired by Atlanta. Division after division after division after division. True staple house of those Atlanta Brave teams. And finally, this was a tough one to add, but I decided on Tony La Russa. Three-time World Series champion, coached the Athletics in '89 to a World Series championship, 2 titles, '06 and '11 with the St. Louis Cardinals. Four-time Manager of the Year in '83, '88, '92, and '02. Number 10 is retired, and the Cardinals were perennial contenders from the late '90s to the 2000s.
All right, so you go with Joe Torre, Joe Madden, Bobby Cox, and Tony Larussa. Mike Phillips, you're on the clock.
All right. Let's do it. So my number 4th pick, number 4, I'm going 4-1, Bobby Cox. As a Mets fan, you can't deny the fire that man had for his teams that he coached. He had 503 ejections during his career. Unfortunately, only had 1 championship. He ran into the Yankees a couple of times. But the fire that he had in having a .508 winning percentage as a coach over 25 years is nothing to shy away from. My 3rd pick, Tony Larussa. I picked Tony Larussa, 33 years. 33 years as a coach. 3 World Series championships. The way he coached, again, going back to what Ray was saying about how a coach coaches, how a coach manages a game and manages a team. People wanted to play for Tony. People wanted to push for Tony. When he coached St. Louis, they wanted to play for him. My number 2 pick, Joe Torre. Joe Torre, you can't deny putting him on Mount Rushmore. I had the privilege of watching him coach. I had the privilege of meeting him as a fan of the Mets. It was okay. He was with the Mets organization at one time.
He was a Met before. He was a Met.
Exactly. So I was okay with that. But winning those championships with the Yankees, remember, he came into a team that was young, that nobody thought was going to do anything in the 90s. That's when they really made their turnaround. They
made the playoffs in '95.
But they made their real turnaround when he started coming in as the manager. When they started becoming that true dynasty, that was it, I feel. And number 1, I might get some pushback with this, is Casey Stengel. Casey Stengel, 7 World Series championships. Now, mind you, he had Joe DiMaggio. He had some great players, right?
And a traveling all-star team.
Exactly. But you still can't knock out the fact that he had a .538 winning percentage, 7 championships. That's nothing to just push away. He also helped the New York Mets win one of their championships, just throwing that out there. But I'm not picking him because he was a Mets manager. I'm picking him because of the championships. If we're looking at what a manager is supposed to do, besides helping a team win, they're pushing them to the end goal, which is a championship. If we're going on those parameters, it doesn't matter what year it was. 7 championships is nothing to scoff at, and that's why he's my number 1 pick. Come at me, Carl.
Okay, Casey Stengel, Joe Torre, Tony Larussa, and Bobby Cox. Eddie, you're on the clock, bro.
Oddly, I have a very similar list to Michael Phillips, and I did it in like 5 minutes. Number 4, I got Casey Stengel, 7 chips, 10 pennants. So he represented his division 10 times in the World Series. That's incredible. Number 3, I got Tony Larussa. He won 3 World Series. He won 6 pennants. When you're talking about winning, the majority is going to come from either the Yankees or the Cardinals, right? That's just the way it is. That's how they won the World Series. Number 2 is a personal favorite, Joe Torre. That's a little bit of a bias for me, only because I grew up watching him. He was a player's manager. People loved playing for him. He was able to bring in people such as Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, know how to use them. I remember he was able to coach some of the hardest players, or some of the people that were people didn't want anymore, right? Number 1, I got to go with Joe McCarthy. Joe McCarthy, he won 7 World Series, 9 pennants. Murderers Row. He coaches the most overrated baseball player of all time, right? Right, Greg? Babe Ruth. But as far as it goes, I have to go with Joe McCarthy. So I got Casey Stengel, Tony LaRussa, Joe Torre, and Joe McCarthy.
All right. Again, Joe McCarthy, Joe Torre, Tony LaRussa, and Casey Stengel. Ray Jarvis, did you believe Joe Torre would make it? Is why he's not on your list? Because out of everyone, he's the only you didn't pick him. Everyone else did.
mean, Joe Torre's a given, So again, we do these things. Part of it with the Mount Rushmore is our personal favorite. Part of it is the individual accolades. And I knew that with the panel that was coming on, Joe Torre's going to be there. So I'm not going to waste time, on top of the fact that when I did hate the Yankees, the only time in history I hated the Yankees, he was the manager. So I couldn't in good faith go against my disdain for Yankee success in the late 90s and early 2000s and pick Joe Torre. So I picked 4 guys that won, 4 guys that I respected, and 4 guys that, I wanted to pick. Joe Torre could get the hell out of here. Let's go.
All right.
Wait a second. Can I stop this for a second? Let me stop this malarkey for a second. So when I picked Jacob deGrom, because I wanted him on my Mount Rushmore, I get flack.
Bro.
And didn't add.
DeGrom's only been in the league 5 years.
The reason why you got flack, listen, we're not going to change episodes. We're not going to go back in time and change episodes. The reason why you got flack was because Randy Johnson. Everyone made a case. I don't even want to give it away. But my problem with that was everyone spoke highly of Randy Johnson, and he didn't make your list, and you put Jacob deGrom in that spot.
That's like me picking A.J. Hinch over Joe Torre.
Doesn't make Mount Rushmore now. I'm going to laugh if he doesn't make it now.
But he's going to make it.
He's going to make it.
He's going to make it.
There's Sparky Anderson. Was he an honorable mention in anyone's list? Did he potentially make a list?
Yeah.
Wasn't chosen? Eddie?
Yeah. Sparky Anderson, of course. I have him, and as far as the coach, which you want, I also had Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella with all the antics, you have to have someone like him. I would have had Bobby Cox as well. The problem with him is that he's made it. He just didn't win. He won, but he didn't win as much as he could have.
But
to be honest.
Can I jump in?
But
I personally just don't respect the choosing of managers in like the 50s and the 40s though. Like I don't respect that. It was a different time. It was harder to win.
I can back that up.
Mm-hmm.
I can back that up. Yeah, because I wanted something at least like tops. I was looking back as far as maybe like the late 70s, early 80s. Something that we can like grasp on that leads into like the era of baseball.
The sport kind of still matches what we know today. Like the 40s and 50s, it was like 3 teams in the league. Come on, like what are we doing here?
Yeah,
and the Yankees had everybody.
Traveling by bus.
So let's make our final picks here as we go along to the Mount Rushmore series and figure out who cracks our top list. So Drew, I'm going to give you the first pick. Who makes the ultimate list out of your 4?
I think I'm just going to make it easy for everyone and say Joe Torre. Because I'm the biggest Yankee hater here, but I'm not gonna be stubborn about it. It's Joe Torre.
Okay, we got Joe Torre. All right, let's go, Eddie. Eddie, who you have on your list?
I'm not gonna feel so bad about this one. I'm gonna go Tony Larussa.
Tony Larussa. Okay, Jav?
Bobby Cox. I hate to do it, but again, I saw it firsthand. I took a lot of beatings from this guy, Bobby Cox.
Okay. And Mike, who are you taking on your list? Joe Torre's already on, Bobby Cox, and Tony Larussa.
I'm going to go with Casey Stengel. Casey Stengel is the 4th choice. I also want to just do a quick honorable mention, Tommy Lasorda as another coach that nobody really discussed. That man knew how to coach. I always, watching him, you never knew what he was going to pull out of his back pocket, but he was a fiery coach too. And I'm surprised nobody talked about in our era, Terry Francona.
Yeah,
you missed that.
You missed
talked
that.
about it when you.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray did. So we got Joe Torre, Bobby Cox, Casey Stengel, and Tony Larussa. Are we all satisfied?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
By the way, just to throw that out there, that was my 4 Mount Rushmore. Just saying.
Okay, because beforehand, I don't know, you were trolling with the name Bobby over there. I don't know, man. I get a little worried with you sometimes.
As a Mets fan growing up, of course, I loved watching Bobby Valentine's antics. Did it mean championships? Did it mean wins? No, but I loved his antics. I loved when he came back after being ejected with the mustache.
Yeah.
That he wasn't even there. So that type of antics I can respect. He's doing great things with the athletic department in Sacred Heart University, but I was trolling you because you thought I didn't know what I was talking about. But I want to prove to you that on a sports hit list for the fans, by the fans, we know what we're doing.
Listen, it's okay because
I'm going to throw Terry Collins on that now.
I was just about to ask you guys, would you take Bobby Valentine or Terry Collins?
Terry Collins.
Okay. I don't know Bobby
You gotta
V
give
got.
us a shot. You
Listen,
gotta give
Mike-
us a shot.
Listen,
I
listen,
thought
Mike.
Mike was gonna come out with a disguise.
No,
But he
listen,
came back.
Mike. I go back and forth with you, but you've seen other hit list contributors in their takes. You're not as bad. There's a lot of them out there that I'm getting flack for that people like. Trust me, you're not that bad. We know
Listen.
that. All right.
I will go on record. I will go on record and say and admit that for that fourth pick, it was a fun pick. It was not a serious pick. And I did say it in the take about it. It was a homer pick, and I called it. Did I waste a pick and Randy Johnson didn't make it? Yes. And do I feel bad? Yes. But at the end of the day, if you look at some Mount Rushmores, there's players that were knocked off of those lists that should not have been knocked off those lists. So if we're going by that, a lot of people need to go on chopping block.
So
Hey, listen, Randy Johnson's overrated. I said it.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
This may lead to another.
Whoa,
Ray
whoa.
Jarvis, are you setting up with the big announcer? No, Ray is real smart. I know what he just did. He's about to text me like, bruh, who's gonna take
What?
He knows what he's doing. That's why I love this guy. He knows what he's doing. Oh my God! We're gonna be talking.
We're
Ray.
talking purple and green Randy Johnson.
I want to see who wants to take that take. I don't know. I'm about to go back in the baseball chat. Like, did you hear what Ray Jarvis just said?
Ooh.
So Ray, I'll be talking to you, homie. Guys,
Let's talk about it.
Thank you for joining me here. We just completed the NFL. We completed the NFL over the summer. We just did the baseball one, and now we got the NBA on deck. NBA Mount Rushmore. We're gonna do seven episodes, I believe, for that one. We're gonna do the top 5 starting. We got the 6th man and the coach, and then I believe we'll do probably a pro wrestling one to finally wrap up the Mount Rushmore series. It's been a great debate.
Wait a second.
What's up?
What about hockey?
I don't know if hockey's gonna sell, bro. Look at Ray's face. I don't know, homie. I don't know if hockey will sell. I'll be totally honest with you. You can probably get one episode to get one goat. I don't know if you could do 4 episodes, Mike. I don't know.
I gave you. We could do goalie, fighters, scorers.
There's so
I
many
don't
ways
know.
you can do
Yeah.
it. Over wrestling?
Hey, as long as
wrestling we
Steve
can do.
Eisenman is somewhere, I'm okay.
We
Say
could
it
definitely
again,
do
Ray,
wrestling.
Ray, what'd you say?
As long as Steve Eisenman is somewhere on the Mount Rushmore
And
somewhere.
listen, we'll talk more about the hockey one. I don't know. Maybe I can get you 2 episods. I don't know if I can get you 4.
Let's go. Let's do an international. Let's do an international sports hit list. We'll do cricket. We'll do.
See, now you're pushing it. Guys, thank you for joining me. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to all of our content. Make sure you check us out on Sundays at 12:30, on Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. Ray Job, want to shout out to your podcast.
Shout out to the Gray Area. The Rap Roundtable is actually out right now. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Go look at that. Gray Area is coming soon. I got the equipment. I'm coming, bro. I can't wait to give y'all podcasts a full form real soon. Check it out.
And Andrew, I know you have one too. You want to give a shout out for yours?
Yes, Andrew Vannon Show will resume in October, as will the start of the Brooklyn Broncos beat. I have been busy with that, and I've come off the IR, unlike the Denver Broncos.
All right. Everyone take care. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.